All right. Welcome in, everybody. It is Phil Nagy on Sports here, joining you with our first test of simming some FIFA. And even with the wide world, I am not Derek Ray or Lee Dixon. I am Phil Nagy, excited to bring this one to you. Of course, my cousin and I, Kit Nagy, run this channel, Nagy on Sports. He's a Chelsea fan. I'm a Man City fan. So that's what we're going to get here today is Chelsea versus Man City. There's the standings from last year's Premier League results. So excited to bring this one to you here. About ready to get it started here with live original commentary. Those are some sweet looking alternate jerseys for Man City. And of course the Blues on the other side. There's Kevin De Bruyne, the captain. Good looking dude there on him. So let's bring this one to you here. Try to download what the internet called the best of the most realistic gameplay sliders for CPU on CPU. So if you have some more comments on that, feel free to let me know. But we'll go ahead and get this one started. Chelsea possesses after the kickoff. You can see their starting lineup scrolling along the bottom with Edouard Mendy in the goal as well. Christian Pulisic, of course, up top. Future of American soccer, as it has been said here. And here is Werner up the middle, and now drops back to Conte here middle. And again, looking at the Man City starters as well. Ederson, of course. John Stone's been there forever. De Bruyne in the middle. Jesus, and then Fadance. Sergio Aguero available off the bench. So interesting choices today for Pep in terms of his lineup. Pulisic 1v1 with Cancelo over on the top of it. Some fancy footwork from the youngster. Now he brings it back and chips it nicely back to his left back Rudiger. And now Jorginho in the middle. Lots of fancy footwork here early from the Chelsea players. Again, we're going to be doing 10-minute halves. It feels like that's probably enough here. And again, we have the sliders set to what some folks on some of the sports forums we look at say are very realistic for CPU versus CPU, which is what we try to do here is drive the realism as best as we can. Now Silva back to Jorginho. So a little bit of playing around in the back end. And now a turnover in the first real touch of the day. Here is Jesus in the middle. Some fancy footwork for him, and he's back to Rodri now. Gundogan on the other side. Up the middle, good touch here is Jesus. And he is going to be met and tackled in the middle. Pulisic gets the ball and now taken again away. A little bit of a high chip, headed off to the side. Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Rodri, De Bruyne in the middle. Again, not a ton of pressure here from Chelsea, kind of letting him have the ball. Up the middle here is Jesus, starting at the front of this lineup for Man City. Gabriel Jesus, Brazilian player, of course. Back to Rodri. Once again, Rodri in the middle. Here's Kevin De Bruyne, a little bit of a touch, and it's going to be taken away. Rudiger got there up to Mount on the right side. Will we get a counter here from Chelsea? Looks like so. Here is Pulisic now, left side. In the middle, there's Werner, back to Pulisic. And he's going to be taken away by Rodri. Kind of a lazy take towards the middle there from Pulisic, in my opinion. Right side, Mount. Drops it back to James. Here is Jorginho, back up again in the middle to Werner. That's Mason Mount, British player, of course. Jorginho, here's Pulisic coming back to the ball. Now pushing up towards the 18. Jorginho, he's got a man on a run. He doesn't see him. He takes it back to Pulisic. Now back to Jorginho, back to Pulisic now. Can he take a shot from there? He can. He's going to get up the middle. Once again, just lots of fancy footwork here. Werner back to Jorginho, back to Pulisic, back to Werner. Somebody's going to make a touch. There's a little run, and Conte was just a little bit slow to get there. I am afraid Timo Werner, of course, German player, playing up there with Christian Pulisic. N'Golo Kante, the Frenchman, as well as the Italian, Jorginho. He's got the ball now. Gets back to his defenseman, so a little bit of a slow start here. The Stamford field crowd getting a little bit anxious, I think. Timo Werner, some fancy footwork again in the middle. Lots of touches on the ball. Getting pressured a little bit by Rodri. Drops back to Jorginho. Silva at the back line. First touch of the day for James there in the middle. Back to Kante now. Man, it's going to be stolen there by Foden. Get maybe a bit of a counter here. Jesus in the middle. He has a deep player up the right side if he wants it. De Bruyne now in the middle. Here is Jesus now trying to make his way. Back to Gundogan. Back to Jesus here. Is a runner from De Bruyne if he wants it. And he's going to choose to go outside to Foden. He's got that right wing. Here's De Bruyne now. Jesus from about 20. Is he going to take a rip? Back to De Bruyne coming into the 18. 1v2. And are we going to get our first corner kick? Let's look at some of the faithful Man City fans. We are going to get our first corner kick here, and Kevin De Bruyne is going to take it. The captain from the left corner here, getting everybody lined up, is Eduard Mendy, Colombian player, I believe. And he pops it away. Mendy, nice hit there. Will be retained by Man City, however, all the way back to Cancelo as they set up another Riso. John Stones back to Rodri, but taken away there by Jorginho. Can they get a little bit of a counterattack? Mason Mount, Timo Werner. He's got Mount up the right side. He gets it to him now. Kind of a 1v4. So Mount's going to sort of wait for some help. Breakout didn't exactly get timed up the way that they had wanted to. Here is Kante in the middle of the field. Now he's going to go right side to James. Reece James, the Englishman, right back. Up the middle again here. Werner, he's got a man. It takes a good shot. First save of the game. And it's a good one. Nice save there, Ederson. Brazilian keeper, that neck tat. Number 31, great kick save. The smiley face behind the left ear is pretty amazing. Nice play there. And it's going to be a corner kick coming the other direction. And Mason Mount is going to bend this one in from the right side. Headed out of the danger, but right back in. Rudiger tried to take a rip at it. Here's Zinchenko now, outletting left side. Up the side to Gundogan. Now Rodri in the middle. That was a good chance, but no dice there. Gabriel Jesus there in the middle. Backside, he's got a runner. Gundogan, oh, great save. Great save there. Mendy came out and got his body right in front of the football. But a really, really nice ball to the back post and could not get it to go. Man City still pressuring. Oh, nice little spin for Jesus. He's got a ban and he hits it, but it's going to be deflected right off Rudiger, the defender, and into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper Mendy. So starting to get a little bit of an action here as we've reached the 34th minute from Stamford Bridge. Here's Timo Werner, kind of a 1v2. He's got a great little runner. Here's Kante with a chance. He goes back post. It's a goal for Kante, and Chelsea starts it off. What a play there. N'Golo Kante, the Frenchman, on a great little pass there from Timo Werner. Look at that, threading the ball through. Just one little touch to set it up. Ederson doesn't have a chance. And the Blues get on the board first as Chelsea and Kante rip that thing to the left corner of the goal. 1-0 N'Golo Kante, his first goal of the game. Clearly, since it is 1-0, Chelsea leads now. That one coming in the 35th minute for Conte. And that's going to open up the scoring here. Great pass again from his teammate Timo Werner. A couple of Germans on this team for Chelsea. All right, up here's Gabriel Jesus. Maybe this opens things up again, being marked by Silva in the middle. Gundogan, Jesus. Left side for Phil Foden. Drop it back to Diaz. Rodri. Which is actually Rodrigo. Interesting that they're calling him Rodri. Spanish player Rodrigo. Going by Rodri, apparently. I'm not hip enough to know that. De Bruyne and Rodri, a little bit of 1-2 game. Now finally the first touch on the right side for Riyad Mahrez, the Turkish player. First time he has touched the ball out on that right wing. He's been open for a lot of the time. Algerian. I don't know my flags. The roster has all their flags next to their names for nationalities. I apparently did not know. My Algerian flag from my Turkish flag back to Diaz, as he will set things up. Ruben Diaz. Now Gundogan. Ruben Diaz, Portugal. Rodrigo, Cancelo on the other side, back to Rodri in the middle. Gundogan back to Diaz, back to Rodri. So let's see if Man City here decides. Here's Jesus again, but just really, really good defensive positioning so far for Chelsea, not really giving more just than that one chance. Rodri trying to probe. Now Jesus, he's got the left side winger if he wants it. There he goes to him. Is Foden, and now he's going to go back to the middle, and it's going to be taken away. Here is Jorginho heading his way up. Back to Timo Werner, who has the assist. Pulisic going left side if he wants him, and he waits and holds on. Timo Werner now back to Jorginho there in the middle. Up, taken away there. Now Kevin De Bruyne the other way for Man City. A little bit of pace here if they want it. Gabriel Jesus. Gundogan now. Jesus back to Rodri. And that's going to do it here. End of the first half. So it started a little slow, ended a little slow. But N'Golo Kante, there you can see, on his one shot attempt, puts it in very, very nicely. And that gives us our 1-0 lead here at Nagy Sports with our first FIFA test. May do like our own Champions League or maybe a World Cup of some kind. Just Kit and I continuing to try to do some new and interesting things just to kind of keep things fresh on the channel. Never will go away from Madden. Madden will always be our first love for sure. All right, let's see if Man City can pick things up here in the second half. Ilkay Gundogan, German player there in the middle, continuing to possess now Kevin De Bruyne. And he's going to go back to John Stones. John Stones feels like he's been around for a long time. Stalwart at the back end. He joined the team in 2016, so he's been around for a long time. Also a stalwart for the English national team. Here's now Kevin De Bruyne with a little bit of space. He's going to go right side to Mahrez, back to De Bruyne, and Mahrez now up to Gabriel Jesus. Looks like they could take that run down the right side if they want it, Mahrez and De Bruyne, but he's going to drop it back and search for safer passage. Now here is Jesus. 1v2 back to Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne wearing the C on his arm. There's a middle pass to Gundogan. He's got a chance, and he rips it right side. Ilkay Gundogan with the equalizer, 1-1. Man City ties it up in the 50th minute of this game. Pep is excited. They're going to embrace on the sidelines. What a goal there. They were probing, and then a great pass from Jesus. Beats Rudiger, and then he goes near post. And Mendy is not ready for it. Great, took it like outside of the foot shot there. Deception all the way. World-class finish from a great player in Ilkay Gundogan. And that ties it up here, 1-1 now. Man City very quickly, an inventive, intelligent box-to-box midfielder. Also been on the team since 2016. Kind of a crafty veteran now, 31 years of age. Will be 31 later this year in October for Gundogan. So one of the older players on the team, and he finishes nicely there on a great feed again from Gabriel Jesus. Another star in the Brazilian game. A young player who is one of the most exciting young players, certainly along with Neymar and, of course, plenty of other Brazilians who are quite good at this game. All right, stolen in the middle, actually, by Jesus, by De Bruyne, actually, to Jesus now. Have a little bit of numbers if they want. He's going to drop it back to the goal scorer, Gundogan, who gave us the equalizer just 4 minutes ago. Now Kevin De Bruyne. Now he goes up the field to Gabriel Jesus, and he's back again to Rodri to set it up. Back to Diaz, left side, Zinchenko. Alexander Zinchenko, the Swedish player. And a little bit of a tackle there, no foul, no card. Now De Bruyne, fancy footwork, tries a little bit too cute of a through ball there for the backside, and is unable to complete his desired target. There's now a quick counter coming. Here's Timo Werner. He's got some space left side. Pulisic, if he wants some. Pulisic is wide open, and it's going to be taken away. Mason Mount couldn't control, and they had an opportunity there. Looked like they had some space to the left side with Christian Pulisic if they had wanted it. Now a big time pass down the field. Can he chase it down, Mahrez? And he cannot. Throw-in coming up. We're going to get our first substitution, and it's going to be Kai Havertz coming in. Phil Foden actually coming in as well, and Raheem Sterling coming in for Manchester City. British striker Raheem Sterling, so a little bit of more pace on that side. And the sub is going to be the German Kai Havertz coming in for Chelsea. Here is De Bruyne now with some space. Oh, tries to go through ball. Jesus was making a nice little run, needed to hold on to that ball for maybe just another half second, but now he comes back and plays a good defensive play. Back to De Bruyne in the middle. And there is Jesus, back to Kevin De Bruyne. And Mahrez right side. Not a lot of touches for Mahrez. Trying to get him involved in the game. Here's Jesus. He's been all over the play. Now back to Jesus. De Bruyne tries a run. Mahrez back to De Bruyne. Sort of pushing the pace here, pushing the box, pushing that back line just a little bit. Cancelo comes all the way back to the ball. Rodri in the middle. Gundogan now, 64th minute from Stamford Bridge. 1-1 tie. Manchester City looking to take the lead. Here is Kevin De Bruyne with Rudiger on his tail. Again, Gundogan, the German goal scorer. Now a little bit of a tip. Got a little bit too cute with that pass. And Conte comes up with it. Here's Havertz, the sub. Fresh legs for sure. Now back to Christian Pulisic. Great through ball around the outside. Here comes Timo Werner. Pulisic pushing the middle. They've got a little bit of pace here. Werner inside. Pulisic can't get a touch on it, but it goes right back up. And then it's popped out of the way. Ederson lucky to punch that one away. Look at that ball, came right back up. Pulisic tries to go up, and Ederson just punches that thing out of bounds. A little bit of some scary moments there for Man City. And now we're going to get another substitution for Manchester City. Gabriel Jesus, who's been working very hard, is going to check out. And it's going to be Sergio Kun Aguero coming into the game, as this one goes all the way out to the Mount side, and then Mount can't keep it in, bounces it back out. We're going to get another corner kick here. There's another look at Ilkay. Look at that, beautiful outside of the foot to the near post. Drills that thing to the back end. Oh, I apologize. I thought that was going to be off of Mount. It was not. Or it was off of Mount, excuse me. Chelsea was the one attacking. Silly Phil. Zinchenko on the left side. There is Sergio Aguero. Scored a lot of goals for Manchester City. Sporting this blonde do right now. He's been on the team since 2011. Now 30, just turned 33. one of the world's finest strikers for a long time, the Argentine, Sergio Aguero. Here's the middle now. Kevin De Bruyne has got a little bit of a move, decides to sort of dummy that move. Fake it now, 71st minute, 1-1 tie here. Chelsea and Manchester City. Phil Nagy on Sports, bringing you this one here as a FIFA test. If it's something that we're into, we'll start some sort of league play or competition play or the Champions League or something along those lines to kind of get something going here. Kevin De Bruyne in the middle, back to Sterling, who just checked in. Rodri back to Raheem Sterling. Kevin De Bruyne tries to make a one-on-one move with Rudiger, and he's going to be taken off of the ball. Good stop there. And now here's Timo Werner running, but the Manchester City back line is intact. Mason Mount now, again, kind of a 1v2 look. He drops it to Conte, who's the goal scorer for Chelsea. And he possesses back to Silva. And now over to Havertz, who just subbed in. Timo Werner, he's got Pulisic on his left wing, and now an overlapping run all the way on the outside from a defender, but they don't see it and they don't choose to use it. He drops it back to Conte. Once again in the middle now, 76th minute here. A little bit of a touch. He's got a little bit of a space. Timo Werner is taken right off of his boot by Diaz. Great play in the back end by the defender, Ruben Diaz there, center back. And he takes that one away. As looks like we're going to get a sub. Gundogan, the goal scorer, heading off. Bernardo Silva checking in for the Manchester City. Here's Conte now. He's about 38 feet out. He can take a rip if he wants it. He's going to go to Werner. Conte shielding himself. Zinchenko now. Here's Werner up the middle, and it's going to go untouched and into the hands of Ederson now. 78th minute from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea and Man City tied at 1 apiece. See Zach Steffen play. If we do more Man City games, we'll see Zach Steffen back there. Here's Sergio Aguero is the middle. He's 1v1 with Silva. He tries to do a clever little kind of far post look with his... Couldn't even tell if that was a back heel. I looked at the roster for a second, but that ball kind of shot out of there uniquely. So I couldn't tell if he turned around or if he just tried to back heel that thing without anybody noticing. And Mount's going to win that challenge against Sterling. And he goes deep into the middle, but Kevin De Bruyne intercepts. Here is Silva, who just checked in. Sterling, another one of the subs, back to Diaz. 82nd minute now here. 1-1. De Bruyne, 1v1 with Rudiger, back to Aguero. And that one's going to be poked away. Nice play there. Now back to Havertz in the middle. Kai Havertz, German-born player. And now here is Timo Werner again, his German patriot. And now they're going to go left side. Pulisic, is he onside? He is! No! Delayed flag. I thought it looked like he was maybe offside, but they're going to call this one just a half step. Werner needs to deliver that ball just a bit sooner. And Pulisic's got some love there on the outside of the 18, but no dice there. And offside is the call, but very quickly one back. And here is Pulisic now with space down the left side for Chelsea. Going to step on it, wait for some help. Werner back to Pulisic, back to Werner, sliding tackle. Now he's up. Here is Pulisic on the left side. He drops back to Chilwell. And then all the way back to Rudiger. In the middle, Havertz. And now here comes Aguero. He's got it. He's all alone. Right side. He scores. Sergio Kun Aguero with a world-class finish from a world-class player. He slides into the corner of the end zone. Stadium going crazy here at Stamford Bridge late in the game. Subs flying in. Ederson loves it in the back. And Manchester City, look at those crazy fans going nuts here as Man City takes the lead. What a great single touch from Sterling on the left wing. And then Aguero just unbelievably wide open. Probably couldn't even figure out why he was so open from about 17 out. Rips it to that right corner A world-class finish from Sergio Kun Aguero, the 33-year-old Argentinian player, Manchester City. How many goals has he scored for Manchester City? The answer is a lot. And he puts that one in. 2-1 now, 88th minute. Chelsea has got to push here for an equalizer, or else this one's going to be over. Conte and Silva playing a little 1-2 game. Guys, you got to push here now. In the 90th minute, Havertz back to Rudiger. Chilwell left side. Is he going to try to probe that left side? No, he's going to go back to the middle to Conte, who goes to Azpilicueta on the right side. Mason Mount, and it goes out of bounds. 4 minutes of stoppage time here. A couple of Chelsea fans. The Lions Club over there trying to figure out what's going on. They're not pushing. I say somebody's got to push these defenders. Sterling now, who had that great assist on the Aguero goal. And Manchester City can just play keep away here for another 3 minutes, and this game is over. Chelsea's got to take some chances now. Aguero to Kevin De Bruyne wearing the captaincy today for Man City. Back to John Stones in the middle of the field. Probing again. Here's Aguero. Are they going to shoot another? Are they going to try to score again? Oh, but what they're doing is another touch to Aguero. He scores! De Bruyne gives it to him again. 2 goals in 5 minutes for the superstar Argentinian Aguero. And that one's going to put this one out of reach. Ederson knows it. 3-1 there. What a great goal. And the fans again going wild in the stands. 3-1. Sterling in the middle. There's De Bruyne. Look at that. Just a little bit of a flick. And he beat Rudiger to the spot. Actually beat Silva to the spot, excuse me. And look at that. Just bending it a little bit right side. Mendy has no chance. And Aguero not messing around. 2 goals in short order. This one coming in the 90th minute. And that one is going to wrap this thing up. Chelsea just got too patient, too cute late. And that's it. 3 whistles, game over. Manchester City 3, as Pep goes and shakes the hand of the opposing manager here. And it is over. 3-1 here, as that's Thomas Tuchel, the head coach for Chelsea, shaking Pep's hand, and that's going to do it. What a game here, 3-1, 2 goals for Aguero off the bench at the 87th and 90th minute. What a second half for Manchester City. Chelsea didn't really have many other chances after their goal from Conte. So we see a couple of the highlights here. Was a chance for Timo Werner, and that was a great kick save there by Ederson. He was excited about that one. Then here at the 30th minute, here is the goal. Look at that great touch from Werner to Conte. One touch with the left hand. Far post, Ederson, no chance. And Chelsea started 1-0. Then in the 50th minute, watch this touch here. Wide open, Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan off the outside of the foot. Great spot to the near post. And that was the first of the goals for Manchester City. Ilkay Gundogan, who would later sub out. 66th minute, a little bit of a touch. It popped right up in the air, and Pulisic went up high. Pulisic is a lot of things. Tall is not one of them. Ederson punches that one away for a good save here. And then in the 87th minute, what a great touch from Raheem Sterling. Kun Aguero just runs right onto it. Right side, great little bending ball. Very similar to what his second goal would be just 3 minutes later for Sergio Aguero, who had just subbed in about the 80th minute. And then in the 90th minute, watch this touch from Kevin De Bruyne. Whoop, right up the middle. One little touch with the outside of the foot, set it up, and then that's just way, way too easy for someone with the skill level of Aguero. And that's how we got to 3-1 here. Awesome game. Thanks for being with me. This one was a lot of fun. Again, 3-1 here. Manchester City takes care of business against Chelsea. Phil Nagy for Nagy on Sports. Yes, legendary AI. Yes, as we played CPU on CPU, so they are the winner. Great work here. Again, a lot of fun. Thanks so much for being with us. Man of the match apparently is N'Golo Kante with an 8.5 rating. If you're into those Madden, listen to me, if those FIFA ratings again. So, appreciate you being here for everybody. This has been Phil Nagy for Nagy on Sports. Today we'll say go Man City, and as always, go Browns.